Even though Cool Spring Baptist Church is one of the newer churches on the tour list, it has a very well-documented and rich history. The church was started a mile up the road from where you are today, at the site in this photo in 1867 by Captain D.A. and Miss Mary Wynn Timberlake. At that time, the church met in a log cabin. Later, in 1873, the church moved to a bigger location and building where you are currently. After the move, Dr. Robert H. Pitt was hired as the first pastor of the church, serving for a mere 2 years. After that, a medical doctor became the pastor of the church, Dr. John Pollard, followed by Reverend Hammett N. Reiner, Jr., who came from Richmond College, now the University of Richmond. Back then, the Reverend would travel to the church by railroad to Atlee Station. The railroad played a vital part in the development of the church, providing pastors freshly out of college who would come, preach for around 2 years, and then go on their way. During this period, the church grew exponentially, adding a children's building, an educational building, a new sanctuary, and a rec center. Cool Springs' long history has garnered some interesting stories. One dates back to 1905, when lightning struck the steeple of the church while the pastor was preaching. His sermon happened to be entitled, "Christ Will Guide You Through the Storms of Life," a pretty ironic moniker. The Times-Dispatch made their front-page story the next day. Another story comes from 1995. The parsonage, the building that houses the pastor, had to be moved to expand the church, so they loaded the house up on a truck and sent it out into the community. That house is now located just across the street from Atlee High School.